I am Iron Man.
Hello there, Number 2 here. Welcome once again to another visual tour. Not so much a visual tour, but a top 10 list. Top 10 reasons why you should buy this figure. Number 10. Well, let's start off with the obvious. This is the first Iron Man in the diecast series, and it lives up to the expectation. The nice weight to it gives it its bang for its buck. It's beyond belief. Number 9 would have to be the accessories. Something simple, but though keep in mind though that the first time most of us were introduced to a diecast was the Mark II War Machine, which had little to none accessories. They make it up on this one, absolutely. And while we're at this topic here, number 8 would have to be the packaging. We just don't seem to give enough credit to Hot Toys for the work and design that they put into ensuring that we receive these figures in one piece. I love the styrofoam. Holy smack, I love the styrofoam. I like how the pieces fit nice and snug. Compared to the previous Iron Man figures that come in the plastic blister packs. This is just so much nicer. Number 7 would have to be the illuminated base. Now don't laugh, this is pretty serious, and I'll explain. As collectors, Hot Toys needs to know that we take every penny we put into buying these museum pieces very seriously, and why shouldn't we? Let's not forget that Hot Toys is quick to include bases that have had their wiring not included to light up. Give me light. That is simply what I'm asking for. For what we're paying for these figures, is it that hard to actually have these bases illuminated? Number 6 would have to be the interchangeable head. The fact that the Mark 42 includes a interchangeable head, a second head if you want to call it. Why is this a big deal? Because Hot Toys has a habit of not including a second head with the Iron Man figures. This is very, very common in the series. So the fact that we get an extra second head is kind of like a nice treat for collectors. Plus, it adds value and it gives you that extra big bang for the buck. I'm talking about you, Mark 20 Python. No extra head, and costs us just as much. Number 5 would have to be the radical new design that was introduced in this figure with the interchangeable parts. Never seen this before. This is the best part about the figure. By far one of the most impressive features about this figure is how easy it is to swap out the parts with the battle damage parts. If this feature, I'm assuming, is successful, I'm going to speculate that we'll see more about on this introduced in other figures. Number 4 would have to be the paint. For some reason, the paint just looks so much better on the diecast figure. Perhaps it's a new formula that Hot Toys is using. Or it could just be simply that the paint just holds and adheres better to the metal surface versus the plastic. Either way though, the paint just looks so much better on this. What do you guys think about this one? Number 3 would have to be the waist and joints. They have done a considerable, excellent job in the design and detail in this joint. You gotta look at this. This is incredible. Look at that flexibility. Holy smack, they did an awesome job. And check this out. Look at that detail. That is extremely impressive. Wow. A+ on this one. Number 2 would have to go to the actual box. The art box. Not enough credit is given to Hot Toys. They put as much detail and attention to the design on this box as they do the figure. From the top and bottom opening to the safe and sturdy styrofoam container, I actually would really prefer this type of packaging versus the plastic blister packing containers of the previous and still being used and released Iron Man figures. Why can't we have more of this? I'll pay a little bit more for this type of design and safe and well-being of my figures. And my number one reason to buy this figure is, heck, that's my favorite one. It's finally here. This sucker has been on my pre-order list for probably over a year now, and it's finally here. And why is that such a big deal? Let's keep in mind, though, that two previous Iron Man figures that had to do with the Mark 42 had been previously released. We had the Mark 42 Power Pose, and we even had Tony Stark the Mechanic before we finally got this one. It's finally here, and that to me is enough reason to go out and buy it. So, thank you once again. Like, subscribe, leave your comments below. And,
So, Denobi2, you've listed top 10 reasons to buy the Mark 42 diecast figure. Could there possibly be 10 bad things about the Mark 42 that
yeah, that's it.
might be crossing your mind?
What else is there? I gave you the top 10 reasons to buy the figure. I don't think I have top 10 reasons not to buy the figure, but I do have 5 little pet peeves that I'd like to share with you, the audience. Let's start with number 5.
5? That's it? You only have 5 complaints about this figure?
Okay, so I have 5 pet peeves about this Mark 42 figure. Just 5, not 10, 5. Let's start off with the number 5, and that is the fear of opening this figure. I was spooked. A lot of internet mumbo jumbo. Fear of opening and displaying this figure due to Hot Toys just simply getting a bad rap over defective and bad quality standards that they sometimes use or slip through the cracks, let's just say. You know, before receiving this figure, I was made well aware of an issue that the shoulder could snap off or break. First batch, second batch, okay, speculation here, speculation there, whatever. It was enough to spook me and make me handle my Mark 42 like it was a plutonium rod. Extremely careful. Let's face it, most of us are already familiar with the sometimes gamble we get when we buy a Hot Toys figure. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Ironmonger, and those busted ass hips of yours. Number 4 is the actual shoulder design. What happened here? Okay, so I gave high props to the creative and beautiful design they did with the knees and waist, but apparently somebody was sleeping at the wheel when it came time to design the awful and exposed shoulder joint. Looking back at the previous models, you know they could have done a better job at this. They get an official first shame on this.
I didn't think the shoulders were that bad designed.
Well, you're not the one actually posing it, Maria. Number 3 is the ever-changing light switch to the actual head. Hot Toys, what actually gives here? Why do you keep moving the switch here, there, everywhere? I don't understand. You perfected the actual design with the Mark 7. Why do you have to make it so freaking damn difficult? You know, on every time you release an Iron Man figure. For crying out loud. You know, I mean, it's bad enough that we have to turn on switches here and there and the arm and the back. But don't make it extremely difficult to actually turn on the actual light inside the head. Come on. You get her for shame on that one. Number 2. Teasing us with a half-ass battle version of the Mark 42. Either you give us a battle version or you do not. Do not half-ass it. Why would you do that? It makes absolute no sense to do that at all. Come on. I mean, either give us all the parts to create a fully battle version Mark 42 or do not. There's no reason to. It looks stupid and it looks silly. It doesn't even make any sense. Come on, man. Come on.
Well, I don't think a half-assed version of the Mark 42 looks bad.
Yes, it does. It does look terrible. What the hell you know? And my number 1 complaint about the Mark 42 diecast figure is the head. The recyclement of heads. You know, it's not that difficult to get one of your famous sculptors to actually sculpt another Robert Downey Jr. head We have so many of them. Another version is not going to hurt. You do not have to recycle heads. We love, as a collectors, we like the new sculpts. It shows your growth, development, Hot Toys. It shows your love and dedication to the actual product. So you do not have to recycle heads from previous bodies. That's it. That's it, guys. This is a great figure. This is a wonderful figure. I'm glad it's here. Go out and get your own. Thank you. Like, subscribe, leave your comments below.
That's it? You only have 5 complaints about this figure?